Hello everybody, and I start my short presentation about some of our results. And I start from Moskovskaya Zastava municipality and from the first pilot. We already discussed previous phases and the voting phase was finished in April, and implementation phase started in May, and since May, the full cycle of public procurement procedures, dismantling of all structures, and improvement of the courtyard territory, which were chosen during PB cycle, were fully completed. And yesterday we visited this courtyard and have seen results. So we think that this experience was quite successful, and results will be used by citizens, and theoretical and practical results also already used in the second pilot, and it will be used in the future. As for the second pilot, it started in June, proposal failed June-July, co-creation phase July-October, and voting phase finished in November. Implementation phase not started yet, and we expecting that the new courtyard which were chosen will be improved somewhere in winter or early spring. The main results during this period of time were new municipal participatory budget regulation adopted in this municipality. It was in May the first adaptation, and after some remarks from lawyers, it was improved, and in August adopted again, and now it is in use, and this regulation warranty us that this cycle and procedures and processes will run again and again and again. During summer and autumn, more precise description and distribution of duties for participatory budgeting process execution were made, and it is much more clear now, clear for administration, clear for citizens, who is responsible for what, and the number of questions from citizens directed not to correct person almost came to zero, and the proper person can answer the right questions and give not suggestions, give advices and about some details of participation. The official municipal administration's website was further developed with the aim of improvement or the involvement of residents. We thought that it is important, but in this case, in the Moskovskaya Zastava case, from the very beginning, the main communication tool was local paper. And in comparison with this tool, all other online tools, website and social networks shows lower efficiency because paper it's a bi-monthly paper dropped to every postal box, so it reaches every family in municipalities. So it's really effective tools, and the participation rates in this case depends only the interest of people, their motivation to give feedback, give their suggestions and ideas. And municipal website and social networks uses mostly for increase their interest and inform about some they use it as an additional instrument. The main instruments still be municipal paper. So I'm not prepared figures about the number of ideas and participation rates because it was in my previous presentations. But approximately the number of citizens participated in processes was approximately the same. Again, because the level of penetration, almost everybody was informed with this paper magazine and with this new paper, and to increase the number of active participants, it's necessary to show their practical outputs, results, impacts, effects, etc. But this improved courtyard the reconstructors will finish it after the second pilot were finished. So the final voting second pilot was before citizens were able to see practical results of the first pilot. We believe that next cycles will be more massive from the point of view of citizens' participation because the results is great and everybody in municipality evaluate them these results as very interesting and motivating them. Well, the next pilot, it's I have some more figures. I forget about them. Some figures about next territory for improvement. The winner in the competition was a green area for calm relaxation with big difference with second and third and fourth competitors. Well, I think it's enough for Moskovskaya Zastava. Republic of Karelia, Souryarvi. As a first pilot, the decision was about the comprehensive improvement of lake embankment. The decision was made in April. Budgets were given. Implementation was scheduled for September, November, and competitive purchase of materials and services were partially made, but real implementation work was delayed until next year for a number of reasons. To say the truth, they asked us not to write in the reasons of this delay in the report, but the fact was that sawmill, which is important for the municipality, burned down in July, and resources, municipal resources, were used to eliminate the consequences of that fire. So they are full of enthusiasm about this embankment, and the second pilot, which launched in May 2021, were about the continuation of efforts for improvement that embankment as a point of attraction for tourists, and as a center of attraction for tourists and generating new jobs and revenues for municipal budget. So it's not a nice place for citizens only, but it's a business project which will help citizens make their life better from different point of views. In comparison with first pilot, the formalization of PP procedures and the allocation of special personal responsibilities for interacting with citizens through the EmPaci platform were made. Special role were devoted to work with this platform. EmPaci now names Urban Opinion, and to work with various social networks and groups as well. As a result, as I already mentioned, proposals were collected, discussed, voting offline and online were conducted, and the winner will be implemented as additional parts of additional object on this embankment. Budget for the next stage will be approximately 100,000 euros. It is quite big for this municipality, but they understand that it's implementation of this project. It's a good chance for improvement their municipal life. It's also suspended to next year because the realization of this next stage depends on the previous stage. So it will be implemented step by step. Winners of the first pilot, and after that winners of the second pilot on the same territory, the lake embankment. Very nice place. The third, our pilot, it's urban settlement Sverdlov in Leningrad region. It's only one pilot because the previous one, Gatchina, was successful. They were very active the number of publications in social networks, publication in local paper Zvezda, and the number of offline meetings 2-3 times more than in other other municipalities. So it is mostly because of very active head of municipal administration. Series of discussions of submitted proposals with participation of the head of municipality and qualified specialists, as well as seminars on the basis of budgeting were held in July-August. Feasibility study was carried out in the form of open discussions with the participation of expert proponents and interested residents in August. The number of participants in these offline meetings were 50 and more. It is officially forbidden in our current COVID situation, pandemic, but the head of municipality was really interested in such communications with citizens, and he was the initiator and responsible for it. Final voting in the form of paper and electronic questionnaires and putting them in special boxes was held in September 2nd. And there was many initiatives, I don't remember at the moment, about 11 initiatives offered for voting, and 3 main initiatives were implement of a section, part of the embankment of the Neva River. It means in their cases clearing of debris as strengthening of walking paths along the river. Organization of free education games, free, not for money, free of charge, educational games for children at a local club, and allocation and the equipment of premises for youth space, co-working space for co-working. All 3 initiatives will be implemented, and the budget, approximately 50,000 euro, has been allocated, and in October work began on the implementation of all 3 initiatives, and completion of work planned for February. So they're quite optimistic, and they continue actively inform our citizens about the progress of about work progress. Well, it's mainly about the future of participatory budgeting in this urban settlement. It's not clear at the moment, because the main role played by the head of municipality, and he in the end of November left this position for higher position. Now he is the head of region.